Hey guys, welcome back to the SUPERFLAT series. So recently I put a poll out to you guys asking what you wanted to see for this episode, and I'm not going to lie, I wasn't shocked at the results at all. World Tour won by an absolute landslide, so yeah, here's the World Tour. So this is pretty much where it all started. This was the first thing I built on this world, this and the iron farm. It's heavily inspired by Mog Swamp's mega base, especially the exterior, the outside and the shape of the build. Inside it's a bit more kind of like, I don't know if you know EFO Labs, but it's kind of a natural nature look inside with like the nice kind of wooden floors and things like that. Originally I wanted this build to hold all my chests and items and things, but these curved walls aren't really the best for kind of chests lining up and things like that. So as you can see, I'm in the process of actually moving all my chests. They were all in this corner here, so I built an extension, and as you can see, I'm still in the process of moving all my items at the minute. I'm super happy with the extension. It kind of fits pretty well with the old build. I didn't want to go too kind of mossy in this side. I wanted it a little bit more neater, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Another fairly early build was the iron farm, because SUPERFLAT, obviously there's no ores and things like that, so I needed iron for my tools and armor. So this was a pretty early build, and then obviously I built around it to kind of cover up the ugly farm. It's a pretty simple one. It's just the classic zombie scares the villagers spawn an iron golem and so forth, and it all gets collected up in here. This has pretty much been running since day one. I show you down here how many iron blocks I've got. Yeah, I've got so much iron now, but I just keep it running. And next to the iron farm, we've got our super smelter. I say super smelter, it's only got 8 furnaces, so it's more of a mini super smelter. Fairly basic. Put the things you need to be smelted in here. Flick the lever, that'll start filling everything up. Switch it off when you're done, and come back when you're ready, and then your chest should be full of all the kind of smelted things. And next to the smelter is the lava farm. It was extremely handy kind of in the early days because of the lack of coal and things like that, so I used lava for smelting, but now I've got a charcoal farm. This has become fairly obsolete, but I like to keep it here just in case. You never know when you're going to need some lava. Next to all the lava is my stone / cobblestone generator. It just all depends if I'm using a silk touch pick or not, whether I get stone or cobblestone. I can sit here and AFK for hours if need be, and it all should get collected in these 4 chests here. I've also chucked a couple of temporary farms on the back of this build as well. I've got a dripstone farm, and also this is where I collect my vines and things for the mossy cobblestone bricks and all that. So you may notice these patches of carpet. This is actually a slime chunk. That's the only issue with SUPERFLAT, is we get a lot of slimes if we build straight on Y level 3 or 4, whatever it is. Some I've covered up pretty well, but some I haven't, like this one. It just needs a bit of work. So up next is my village breeder, another fairly early farm. It kind of got the ball rolling on SUPERFLAT. It was a really super ugly farm, so I hid it with this big kind of cottage build. It's very basic. It's actually not on at the minute because I've only got 1 village in here, but normally there'll be 2 villages in here. The babies will go jump for the bed, miss. Once they grow up, they pop up here. As you can see, I've got so many at the minute. These are all going to go to the Terracotta market, but which I'll show you very shortly. So I've switched it off for now, but to switch it back on again, I would just flick this track here back onto this one. That would chuck another villager back into here, and they'll start breeding again. Here is a slime chunk which I actually have worked on. Here we go, you can see. It is all covered by either slabs, water, a little bit of a dirt path block there, or lily pads, things like that. So this is my villager trading hall. These guys have come in super handy for me. Not only do they get all my enchanted books, there we are, mending, silk touch, efficiency 4, power 3. These guys also make me plenty of emeralds because I've got them down to such a cheap trade now. 1 iron ingot for 1 emerald. And you saw how much iron I had earlier. I got more here. Here's my emerald stash. Same with these guys, but these are potatoes and carrots. It's literally a 1-for-1 trade, which is pretty good. Not only does it get me good kind of trade rates, but it's also a good XP farm. So I've had many farms over the course of the 9 months I've had this world. This is the current one. I built it out over onto the water. I was going to do a potato farm that way, but I soon found out that there's actually a slime chunk right there, and it wasn't too good having a slime chunk over crops. So I'm actually just down to one side at the minute, but these farms are always changing. I did have farms originally over in that corner over there, and then some were back over by the creepers, but it's here for now. So if we go back through the main hub, through the extension, and we'll head over to this build over here. You can see this is where I got these azalea saplings from the Wandering Trader, so I thought I'd have to do something with them, so I built a nice little azalea garden here. So this build here currently has 2 uses. One, I actually use it as my house. This is where I sleep. Actually, it's good timing, I should sleep. And then downstairs, this is where I'm collecting everything for the museum. I've got some fairly rare items up there. This is going to have every block and item in the game ready to be moved into the museum once it's built. As we head over this bridge through the gardens, it's another good example of a slime chunk. This is another one. So you see it's mostly moss, carpets and just water. And what was pretty cool as well, another slime chunk this side lined up perfectly symmetrical with that side, so I just did exactly the same here. This one just needs a bit of work. And actually while we're here, I'll just show you my terraforming I've been practicing. So this is where originally my house was going to go, sitting on this hill, but I haven't quite finished it, as you can see by this edge here. Still missing a fair amount, but this is going to be a nice kind of large lush cave. It's going to have all the glowberries and things like that eventually, but at the minute it is a bit of a work in progress, like most of the things in this world. Heading on over to the animal farms, I've got the subscriber board. So these are my first 50 subscribers. There's only probably about 38 on here, so there is room. So if your name's not on here and you want it to be, I'm just going to start filling it up until I can't fit any more names on here. So have a good look. If you're not on it, let me know in the comments that you want to be on the board, and I'll stick you on here. So the main reason why I built this hut here was to kind of keep all the farmland items and blocks and things. I was a bit bored walking back and forth to the base every time. So in here, nice and simple, it's just got my leather, the meat and the leads, plenty of carrots and wheat, and this is actually a hopper underneath here, so this is unwanted seeds. Here we are, that's a good example. I can just chuck them in there, the hopper will suck them out, and that'll actually turn them into bone meal again. And then under here, this is where I collect the bone meal if I ever do need some. It just slowly just starts churning it up and putting it in there for me. Moving on to the terracotta farm. This is where I'm going to have all my market stalls for all the terracotta blocks, but I don't know if anyone's tried to get the villagers to sell all the different terracotta. It is an absolute nightmare, hence why I've got all those villagers in the breeder. I've managed to get 3 stalls done so far, so I've got the kind of red and yellow. What are these, magenta and blue? Yep, blue and magenta, and this guy's got the, is this lime green, I'm guessing? Yep, the lime green. I've also got the brown and the black as well. So all these stalls are ready to go for all the different colours. As you can see, here's another 3 stalls ready to go. And then right at the back, behind all the terracotta market stalls, I've got a nice little pier, and this is where my fisherman stays. He only has one decent trade, and that is the unbreaking fishing rod, but apart from that, he's nothing special. Here is the creeper farm, so it's actually hidden in there. It's such a big build, but the 2 rooms, this room here and here, are fairly small because the majority of this build is actually the creeper farm itself. Same with the iron farm. This has been on for quite a while now. You can see I've got plenty there, but I've also got that one's full, and all these are full of gunpowder as well, so it's definitely working. That's mostly for TNT and my firework rockets, and this is my charcoal converter. So all I do is I put logs in the top chest, and then eventually it converts it all, or the majority of it, back into charcoal, and it keeps feeding itself, so it will keep it going forever. These are super handy early on SUPERFLAT, especially because of the lack of coal and ores and things like that. Highly recommend a charcoal farm. So guys, I'm not going to show you anything in the nether or the end today. It's just because I haven't done anything in there really. The nether is just such a mess as always, and the end, all I've done is kill the dragon and done a bit of end busting. But there is one more thing I want to show you, and it is over here. So here is my raid farm. Doesn't look like much, but what I normally do is I head over to the pillager outpost. I find one of them dudes there, get Bad Omen. I think you can get up to Bad Omen 5, depends how long you want the raid to go on for. And then I head over here, and then actually just underneath the surface I've actually got a villager with a bed, and that sees that as a village. And as soon as I turn up here, the raid starts. So I head down this chute here, and all the pillagers and all them come down this way, and all I've got to do is kill them with my sword. And this is where I collect all the goodies. I actually haven't had this running for a while because I don't actually need much stuff at the minute. The totems of dying, they unfortunately don't stack, so I've got extra storage up there. Same with the saddles, they don't stack either, so extra storage. I've got plenty of stuff, and I don't know if you've realised, but this is actually below bedrock. There is some super flat science going on here, but as you can see, if I show you, if I slowly sneak out, so as you can see, we are below the bedrock. It's pretty cool. And the last thing I want to show you guys is actually my secret little base. It's actually down here. Almost didn't make it. Here we go. And this has got a map of the world. And this is also where this board was full of video ideas, but I actually just took all the signs down because I didn't want any spoilers for you guys. I can also probably take that one down as well because that is built. And these are just some special shout outs. Mog Swamp for the entire kind of inspiration behind this world. Good old Steven for making the list for me for the museum. And obviously I like Toast because he makes all my music. So guys, there we have it. That is the SUPERFLAT world tour. Hopefully I've inspired a couple of you guys to start your own SUPERFLAT journey. If you're interested in following me along on my journey, remember, feel free to subscribe. I'm currently in a race against Techhead Fred and Joshua Lifeheart to get to 500 subscribers first, so that would be awesome if you could help me out. And until next time guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.